So just to clarify, there's no one who needs a store review, right? Because then we're just gonna go into the next thing if there's no one who wants a store review. All good. I guess not. That's
I mean, I
yeah.
got a clothing brand store I was gonna start, but I had waited. But I'm really trying to do a one product store, so I don't know if that's you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I already had built it like a month ago for real, but I had just put my clothing brand on pause. I took photos and everything. I don't know. No, one. I got one. Yeah. I mean, nah, it's good. I'm gonna build another store and then that's nah. Review.
All right, cool. So there's no store reviews. We're just gonna get right into it. Last class we did a store review. The class before that, we went into the beginning stages of creating your store and just showed some of the stores that he had already created. So what we're gonna do now is go into those stores. Hey Jay, you have those stores ready, right? Let's go into those stores and really talk about what kind of store is going to make sales. What have we done within those stores in order to guarantee that we're able to make money from that store? What words have we used? What CTAs? What images are we using? What products are we using? And in order to really bring people to the store and then close a sale, and then this is the after effect of good marketing. The first part of anything is to bring people to the store. Now what you want to do is once they're at the store, you have to keep them there. So if you're spending $100, let's say you're spending $5 a day and you have a month campaign or a 2 month campaign, however long, let's just say you're spending $100 a month. You're spending $100 a month, and people are the traffic's gonna come. If you have a decent, even midway decent ad, you're gonna get a couple of hundred people who come to your store. But the problem is that people have short attention spans these days. It's 3 to 6 seconds. And what they're gonna do is come to your store and they're gonna click right back out and go back to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter from where they clicked your ad from, because they're gonna go back to scrolling on social media. That's where they found you anyway. So we're going to show you what we've created within our stores in order to keep people there and close sales, because there's no point of putting money in the trash if you're not going to close a sale. And that's one of the problems that Trades Gear was having in the last live when he showed me his store and he was running ads and put a lot of money into ads, but he wasn't closing anything. So let's go into these stores and really talk about the things that are going to guarantee sales and some things that you can do within your own store in order to have a successful product that's actually closing sales. So, Jay, if you want to just pull up one of your stores, and then we can just go through it and kind of talk about exactly what's making this store successful, and then we can go into actually building that store. But you have to see the framework first before we get into that. Uh, yeah, 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 I can see it. Oh, okay, cool, cool. Okay, I wasn't even looking. All right, cool. Um, yeah, you go ahead. I'll tag team. Right. Right. Mhm. And to piggyback off that real quick, bro, one thing that you have to understand about ads that the reason why most people aren't successful is because if you don't know how to run good ads, so here's how it works, right? When you start running ads, and if you've ever run ads before, you've seen this before, it'll tell you how much you're paying per click. So it'll say 10 cents per click, 20 cents per click, $1 per click, whatever it is. If you run bad ads towards a niche, like let's say you're running towards jewelry, right? It's an extremely popular niche. There are a lot of different jewelry websites. You have to be, excuse me, you have to be at the top of that niche. And so if you're not at the top in SEOs, good website, and a good ad that has good content, you're going to be paying 3, 4 times as much per click as the next guy who actually took the time to have good ads, content, and understood the knowledge that goes behind it that we're teaching you guys right now. And so that may not sound like a lot. Someone else is paying 10 cents and you're paying 50 cents. That's a lot of money in a week, in 2 weeks, in 3 months, in a year. You're paying thousands of dollars more because your content isn't as good and because your website isn't optimized. And so, in order for it to be in the most in any field that you're in, whether it's e-commerce, stocks, you want to take down your collateral as much as possible. You want to take down the risk as much as possible. So you don't want to spend 50 cents. You don't want to spend 20 cents more per click. You don't want to spend a dime more. You want to be the one undercutting because there's so much ads out there right now that you have to be at the top. And so spending 9 cents compared to 20 cents is a big difference. And these are the kind of things that are going to stop you guys from paying. And you would never know this if you didn't understand that everyone thinks, a lot of people that I've met think that they have to pay a certain amount per click or that Google is just going to pick a certain amount and that's what you have to pay. That's not the case. You can pay a lot less by understanding the knowledge that goes behind it, like the SEOs, building the website, having good CTAs, in order to save yourself money and pay less per click. And that's also going to turn into a higher CTR, meaning that more people that see it are actually going to go into your ad and transfer it to the website. The big difference between just having people look at your ad is that you don't want to pay for people to just look at it. If you're targeting the wrong people, they're going to look at it and keep it moving because you don't know what you're looking for. You don't know who you're targeting. You have to understand who you're targeting because those clicks are the ones you want to pay for. You don't want to pay for the wrong clicks. That's money going out of your pocket that's not going to come back. So these are some things you have to consider when you're running your ads. It's extremely important to understand your consumer market. So who are you promoting to? What is the average per click? Am I paying average? Am I paying below? Is this ad running well? And I was telling you guys last time, this is the reason why I run 5 different ads for different niches within the same general consumer market. And then I see which one is giving me the best prices, which one's giving me the highest CTR, and then I go based on that. Everything is done to a T. Everything is done very meticulously, and this is how you get to the top of the game and you make a lot of money. It is not saturated if you understand what you're doing. It's just
Absolutely.
who's going to get to the top of the game.
Absolutely. And to speak on that, you have the CPCs, which is the cost per clicks. You got the CTRs, which is the click through rate. You also have the CPAs, meaning the cost per acquisition, meaning how much it costs for you to acquire one customer. I was just on a one on one with a client earlier today, and his CPA was $129. Man, it took him $129 of ad spend to acquire one customer. That's horrible.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's horrible. So when it comes to like decreasing those numbers, everything must be in place when it comes to like your store, your ad. Every single part of the process must be, every single part of the funnel must be optimized in order to see better click through rates, better CPCs, and better CPAs. So when it comes to marketing, you definitely want to have your you definitely want to be able to understand why the customer buys. You want to understand what makes this customer buy, what makes them interested in your product, or what makes them interested in the niche that you're selling in. So that's the number one thing. That's really 80% of the process. The building the store isn't hard. Running the ads, it isn't hard. It's not hard, but it's simple. Understanding the market that you're into is the most important part. Getting them to buy, getting them to your store. Psychological tricks and impulse triggers on why they click on your store or why they click on your ad is what's going to take you far. So like I said, the first part of the funnel is the content, which is the ad. You want to make sure that's optimized. That's where I would spend most of my time when it comes to the part of the process and the part of the funnel, mainly because that's the first thing a person sees. And then, like I said, next we have the product page, which is the, check real quick, the product pages, which would be directly straight to your ad. I mean, to your website straight after the ad. It's the first thing a person would see after they click on your ad. So, for instance, we have this Baguette Infinity Q-Link choker that I have for this client store. We got high quality photos for the product base. That's very important. We got a good description, custom design and molded Baguette Infinity Q-Link choker is ready to upgrade any fit. And then we have a little description on the contents of the jewelry product as well. So, and then we also have what's called a bundle. You use an app called Frequently Bought Together. This is the app that I use in order to
Yep.
um,
No, I was saying that's
Oh yeah,
that's golden right there.
yeah, for sure. It's an app called Frequently Bought Together. You can get it from the Shopify App Store. You can add this and then set up your bundles. This way, this way you can increase your average order value from each person that's on your store. So, for instance, the average order value, if they were to just purchase this product, would be $79.99. So here we got a little discount, and they get both products for $86.99. And for instance, this product only right here only costs like $2-3. So we we added towards this bundle, so you get a discount for both, or you get a perceived discount for both, if I must say. So this product is $80 right here, but on AliExpress or wherever you're getting it from, it's like $10. So for instance, we have a higher leeway of margin when it comes to what we can do with the upsells and what we can do with the bundles as well. So
Yeah, and to just go deeper into this page and some things that you guys as e-commerce students and as people who are planning and will make a lot of money in e-commerce, there are some things that you have to understand about this page that you're looking at. This is an extremely in-depth page. There's a lot going on and there's a lot to understand. This is not a simple e-commerce page. A lot of the pages that you guys that I've seen in the past of students that we've helped, they've been extremely simple, and that's the reason why you can't close it still. So just to go over some of the things that you'll see here, if you scroll up a little bit, Jeff, you'll see that the price is $79.99, and there is the perceived discount from $129.99. That is huge right there, because $129.99 is well above the profit margin that we're looking for. But that's not the point. The point is that at $79.99, you're perceived to get a huge discount,
absolutely,
even though we would have priced $9.99 regardless.
yeah,
But because of the marketing and the understanding of the mental game that happens in e-commerce, the psychology that goes into it, because this isn't just, these are human beings. We're talking about hundreds of and thousands of people who are going to see your page, and they all have the same general psychology because we've targeted that niche. And so we understand that there is a huge difference between $129.99, and if I don't take action right now, it's a CTA without it even being a CTA. If I don't take action right now, I won't get that price, and I'm gonna have to pay full price the next time I come back.
absolutely.
And a lot of people don't consider the little things. If you look over here to the left, you see a little red box that says get 20% off. This right here is huge. What a lot of people don't understand is that your website is a CRM. You're literally collecting people's information, people who you're going to be able to sell to in the future. And so the most important thing about business that you have to understand, it is 1,000 times more valuable to have a repeat customer than to have a one-time customer. And it
Absolutely.
is 1,000 times cheaper to have a repeat customer than a new customer. Because guess what? Now that you've collected their information in their email, you no longer have to pay to market to that person anymore.
Free.
Every future marketing that happens with this person is now free because you collected their information. But if you don't have a CRM and you don't have any way to collect people's information, then you have no way to remarket and you're going to have to pay for that lead again. And so
Absolutely.
this right here is a guarantee in order to make more sales, first of all, and in order to be able to recuperate more from people who go to your store who you pay for and they don't buy anything, but they came in, they solely had the opportunity to buy a discount. Their mom called them dinner's ready, or the job called and they had to go in and they weren't able to buy it. Now they're gone forever, right? Unless you collect
Yep.
their information. Now you have the opportunity to go back in and sell to, right? That is huge right there. And this is all part of understanding the game of e-commerce, because a lot of people are paying for these people to come to their site and they're not keeping the information. And so just by offering 20%, you've now guaranteed that they join. And then if you look at the button underneath, it says join the family. That's a
Absolutely.
welcoming that's a welcoming call to action. That's another CTA right there. It's another welcoming call. It's not um buy something
Or
or
subscribe or shop
yeah,
now. It's not general like that.
exactly. It's
It
not generic.
resonates
Yeah,
with the customer better. And just to speak on that, what you were
exactly.
saying, you definitely want to build the LTV, which is the lifetime value of each of the customer that comes to your store.
Mm,
So when it comes to
mm,
like collecting emails or collecting SMS, meaning phone numbers or whatever, you can like you said, then retarget back to those customers for free of charge. You don't have to
yeah.
pay to acquire those leads again, like you said, and you also have a list for life. So, for instance, if this jewelry store didn't work out or that store didn't work out, you still have a list of potential customers and subscribers that you can market to. So, for instance, you're starting up a new store, you can hit up those subscribers saying, yeah, my new store is launching in a week. Build up hype for the store, and then once the launch, you'll probably see a lot of sales because they're already on your list. They already have anticipation for the next time you drop. So that just then increases the amount of customers and traffic that comes to your store, one for free, and also this also builds the lifetime value of your customer. Like I said earlier, you want to be able to resonate with your customer. Every customer that comes to your store, if you can collect their email and retarget to them in the future, then that would be building that relationship with them. So like when it comes to, this is called email marketing, of course, if you didn't know, SMS and email marketing. And like I said, you have the bundle here as well. So when it comes to like this perceived value, like yeah, we have it at $79.99 or $129.99 for real. So imagine that we have $129.99 for this product, but for right here, if you bundle it up, you can get it for $59.99. We still got a lot of profit margin when it comes to like the leeway we have, mainly because these products only cost $10, and we have the perceived value of the product. So, for instance, you see these pictures, they look clean, look like a clean product, definitely look like something you want to have around your neck if you're interested in this niche. And if we're targeting to you, you're definitely interested in this niche. So, it's just a CTA all around the board. Every single way, everywhere on the site, we have CTA set up. Right here, we got another CTA set up. Weekly deals up to 70% off. So this is what I mean when it comes to optimizing your product page for better conversions. We even have the add to cart little sticky button that comes up, gets the people's attention. So if I'm looking at this store, I'm looking at this page right here, and I see that add to cart button jumping up and down, that automatically grabs my attention. Even if I'm not interested in buying the product right now, it's definitely still catching my eye, mainly because it's right there. It's all I see when I'm looking at these products. I see it jumping up and down. This triggers the impulse because they're already thinking to buy it. If they're already on your product page, they're already looking at your store, they're already looking at your page, they already have the interest in buying. So this right here, this little trick that you have for the add to cart button, it just increases that impulse. So like I said, you definitely want to have CTAs set up all around your store. And we also have the the featured products as well. So for instance, they weren't interested in that project. I mean, in that product, we also have a catalog of products that you can have sell to them on the back end as well. And we also have which is called social proof right here, meaning this is proof that other people are shopping with your brand. So for instance, like I said earlier, you definitely want to be able to build trust with your everyday customer, meaning showing them everything that they need to see in order to buy from your brand. You don't want to have any objections when it comes to like once they get to your brand. So for instance, we have this what's called social proof, meaning picture proof or reviews of customers who are actually shopping with your brand. So customers get that reassurance that people are actually shopping with your brand, that increases their chance of shopping with your brand.
Yeah, that's very important right there. That was one of the things that personally I've really worked on, because one thing that I've always focused on within even my own businesses is to make sure that every single person I work with is fully satisfied. And that's the reason why I can have so many testimonials of people who thank me for things or say they've made this amount of money or that this has changed their life, is because I've made sure that each customer is taken care of, and that pays itself forward 10 times, because taking that extra time or extra money or whatever the resource it takes to make sure that that person is taken care of will go on for every single future customer and end up paying itself back. So having that within your website and having that within your e-commerce site, having some kind of testimonial, some kind of social proof is going to be extremely important. And even if you haven't sold anything yet, these products have been sold somewhere at some time, and so there are different ways to be able to get that social proof for your commerce site.
Absolutely. So one way that I can add on to that is what's called the A Reviews Importer app. So I use this app to import reviews from AliExpress and Amazon. So for instance, I have 45 products on this store. I have reviews for each one of them. So it only takes a click of a button. You just download this app and then you add the A Reviews extension to your Chrome browser, and then what that does is it automatically imports the reviews from AliExpress and Amazon in like 10 seconds. So you also have the what's called the bundler. Is the app that I use in order to bundle up these two products that I was just showing you. So what you can do is you can set up the bundler app, you download that, and then you can go in and create an account, and then you would set up the which products you would like to have the bundle for. So and Privy as well is the pop-up email that I use in order to collect emails that you saw with the chain, the 20% off. That's pretty important as well. Like Jesse was saying, it's an exchange of value for when it comes like a customer comes to your store. So they have they exchange 20% for an email. That's a good deal, correct? So it's like I'm already coming to spend money. So all I gotta do is put my email in and I get 20% off order right now. That's a higher perceived value, which is a CTA as well. So all of that plays into increasing the conversion rates and increasing the customer experience when they're on your store.
Yeah, 100%. And this part that you're seeing right now is through the Shopify, and that's like all the different apps that you can have within your Shopify. We went over this in the very beginning for anyone who wasn't here in the very first class. This was about 2-3 weeks ago. We went into adding the different apps to your Shopify. We'll do a review class probably this week, but these are all the apps that you can add into your Shopify that allow you to easily transfer all this information. There are ways to automate the stuff and make it a lot easier. But this store is I really like this store a lot.
Yeah, for sure. This one took me about a week to build. I
Oh
say
yeah, I love it. That's what I'm trying to get with, like something like this, man.
for sure, most
That's very
definitely,
important, man.
definitely. So when it comes to this store, I think I built this store in like I think it was 6-7 days. It took me to build. It was money because I had other projects on the side as well. But as you can see, we also have the CTAs up front on the image banner as well. So we had the starter spring sale, excuse me, the starter spring sale. Spring just started. We got up to 60% off all products, meaning every product on the store is either up to 60% off or anything under that. So for instance, we have the no code needed, meaning all of these products are already on sale. So no code needed meaning it's like a slight impulse trigger, meaning a slight brand building relationship trust builder, meaning no code needed. Whatever's on the site you can get for up to 60% off, and we have a collection as well for the products that fall under this CTA as well. So everything in here is up to 60% off or it's on sale for less
And
than what the perceived value is.
that's really that's really innovative to for the no code needed. I don't know if you guys you won't see that in a lot of stores. Like there aren't a lot of people doing that, but no code needed is just a psychological CTA to say, well, these people are giving me huge value and I don't even have to take the time in to do anything to get a code or put this or that, and they're just gonna give it to me. And that's gonna bring people back. People will
Absolutely.
remember the little stuff. This is the kind of stuff that's gonna increase your customer retention. You want to have as high a retention as you can. It's going to save you money and it's going to make you a lot of money as well. And so that's a CTA that is really gonna and for anyone who is using this information to build a store, taking down, make sure you guys are taking down notes. For anyone who's using this to take a note, I would definitely include something like this on your website.
This will be recorded as well. I think the first couple minutes of the live didn't have audio in it. I had to make sure the audio was recording, but it should be good for now. But yeah, like for instance, we have an image banner, so it's showing two CTAs as well. So we got high quality pics of this diaper bag that we are selling, and we have a baby in it as well. So we got the grab our 3-in-1 diaper bag, 20% off using code baby. So if they didn't want to use this one for these starter spring sales, we do have a code for them as well for 20% off their whole order, or for the 3-in-1 diaper bag. So for instance, where's this bag at? So we do have this 3-in-1 diaper bag set up, and it also comes with a charging station as well. So that's also a unique product. So most of the time you don't have backpacks that have charging stations in them. So when it comes to this product, it has like a higher perceived value, mainly because it's the 3-in-1 backpack and has all of the features that you need in order to take care of your baby on the go, as well as a charging station for your phone for when you're on the go as well. So it's just a higher perceived value product from the jump. And we also have the featured products as well, just in case you want to bundle it up when you add it to your cart. And we also have the reviews, of course. Some of these reviews are Spanish, but you want to make sure, I made a mistake on this one, but you want to make sure that you review import the reviews in English, so that if you're targeting the U.S., customers can understand what your reviews are saying. I'm gonna go back and fix that. But
my bad. I don't mean to cut you off.
you good?
I was looking at like this type of product as well, and I was looking at shipping, but shipping was like 20 something days. Is that kind of bad or something like that, or?
Was that through Arbello? 26 days.
Yeah, like 22 to like 25 or something like that.
Okay, so you could probably get away with that, but I would recommend, if you can, find something that's at least under 3 weeks, like under 21 days, if you can find that. But if you can't, what I would do is I would head over to CJ Dropshipping, if you're familiar with that. It's a store that offers same products but as AliExpress, but for either less price or for, hold on 1 second, US based suppliers. So for instance, Arbello is for Chinese suppliers, mainly overseas suppliers. So for what CJ Dropshipping is, it's like a site similar to AliExpress, but they offer US based suppliers. So it makes shipping even easier. So let me see if I can find that product. But yeah,
And this is and you can also find it in the like an app for the theme. Well, not the theme, but this one as far as an app for Shopify.
yeah. So if you were to use CJ Dropshipping to import your products through, you would hit in My CJ. And what this would do is it would take you into your account, once you create an account, of course. 1 second. And then what you would do is you would come down to store authorization, and then you would hit Shopify. And so what this would do is it would take you to you would hit add store, and then you would sign into your Shopify. It would probably take you over to your Shopify, and once you do that, it will automatically download the CJ Dropshipping channel to your Shopify as well. So if you were to import products to there, that's what you would do. But when it comes to offering U.S. based suppliers, that's usually what CJ Dropshipping is known for, as opposed to AliExpress with their Chinese suppliers. So if you can find your product on CJ Dropshipping, I would recommend going with that over AliExpress, mainly because AliExpress, it definitely do have longer shipping times because they're overseas, of course, and they do have some untrustworthy suppliers. I remember it was last year I was working with a supplier for my brand. I had I think it was 1,000 orders in 1 month, and the supplier, they didn't end up taking care of their side of the deal. So for instance, I had 1,000 orders. I was bringing the stores to the customer. I was bringing the customers to the store, getting products, checking out, but the supplier on the back end wasn't fulfilling the orders. So you definitely want to make sure when it comes to working with suppliers, you want to make sure you're working with suppliers that only have like 5-star reviews or 4 to 5-star reviews. Mainly because, and like higher reviews and like higher order counts, mainly because that have a trustworthy that you can trust them in, meaning you can trust them to fulfill your products. So for instance, if I were to contact a supplier, this is usually what I would this is a script I would use in order to figure out how the supplier operates. So for instance, we got the supplier script to find newer versions of the product. So for instance, we have hello, and then we have the supplier name, whatever supplier you're looking to, and it would say, my name is blah blah blah, and I am a professional dropshipper. I see you are the best supplier for whatever product that you're looking to sell. So these are a couple questions you would ask them in order to see if they have better products or if the product they have is being fulfilled correctly. So when it comes to looking for newer versions of the product, this can take you a long way, mainly because if your product is already saturated, or if the product is already have a lot of competitors, you can hit up the supplier for newer versions of the product, and then you can market your product from a different angle, meaning an angle that the customers who are already buying these products haven't seen yet. This would increase the value of your product as opposed to other products in that same niche or in that same similar product area. So what this does is it increases your conversion rates, increases your CTRs, mainly because it's a new product or a new version of the product that people haven't seen yet, and makes you stand out opposed to the competition. So I would say I'm looking to sell a similar product to this item. I have a few questions for you. I will post this PDF in the Discord as well, so you can send this to any supplier that you're looking to work with. So I would love to work with your product, and you ask them if there are any products that are similar to this that are selling well. If they do have products that are similar to this, they won't have no problem. They won't have no problem giving you a list of products that they sell within their supplier database, and as well as if they have any newer versions of the product that they're working on, you would be the first to know. Meaning they'll hit you up, they'll notify you, mainly because these suppliers, this is how they make their money from drop shippers. So what you would do is you play the middleman in between the customer and the supplier. As long as you're making money, the supplier's making money. So they're going to do whatever they can in order to get more sales for your store. Because if you're getting more sales, they're getting more sales. So if you have a newer version of the product, or if they have similar versions of the product that are selling pretty well, then you want to ask them about it. So this is the script that I would use in order to reach out to suppliers on information about a product that I'm looking to sell on my store. Anybody any questions on that? Nope.
Yes, can any of us ask the question?
What?
My question was, so how long does it normally take for the supplier to respond back?
So usually they respond within the same day, especially on CJ Dropshipping, mainly because they have agents to where they can work with you on whether they have fast customer service on CJ Dropshipping. I'm not sure about AliExpress. I don't really use AliExpress like that anymore. I usually use CJ Dropshipping or Zendrop or Udroppy. Those are more reliable sources that you can use when it comes to importing your products. But if you can definitely find good shipping times on AliExpress, I would use AliExpress as well. So there's no problem with it as long as the shipping times are correct. But for instance, they do take within like they usually reply within like the first 48 hours. If they don't, I won't even recommend working with them, mainly because if they're taking long to reply to email with a potential customer that they're working with, I can't trust them to fulfill my orders. Answer your question, boss?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, for sure. You got something, Jess, you want to say?
Yeah, bro. And to speak on that, one thing that you really have to be wary of when you're, especially when you're new to the e-commerce game, is who you work with, who you partner up with, because that's gonna be vital to the success of your company. If you're telling people that you're gonna have their stuff shipped in 2 weeks or 15 days, 20 days, and you don't deliver it on time, or you don't fulfill at least within a week of that time. If you have a bad supplier, and you're stalling too many weeks, that'll be the last time you sell to that customer.
Absolutely.
If you've ever bought anything online and that product took forever and the service was bad, that was probably the last time that you ordered from that company. And there's a reason for that. No one wants to deal with bad service, especially not now, because there are 1,000 other places that you can buy, and there are 1,000 other companies trying to get these people to buy as well. And so making sure that every single customer is satisfied is vital. That's the reason why the PDF that's going to be in the Discord that just going to send in there is vital, because a lot of people don't double check. They don't double check the reviews. They don't double check the shipping times, and they put these products in there and they say it'll take 2 weeks, it'll take 3 weeks, and then it takes 2 months, and that person is now charging back your account. And one thing that you can't have is chargebacks. You can't have unsatisfied customers. You can't have bad reviews, because your store is doomed. And so one thing to really consider is your relationships with the suppliers and also your relationships with your customers. And so make sure that every single product, you are at the very end of the span. So like, let's say for example, this supplier tells you it could take 15 to 25 days. Well, then you need to be putting on your product that it's not going to get there any faster than 15, that's for sure. But you don't want to put that it's going to get there in 15 and it takes 25. You'd be better off saying it takes 25, which would be just about 3 weeks. You'd be better off putting that. But you want to go for products that are at that 1 to 2 week range, preferably, because once you get to that range of 3-4 weeks, now people are because everything is nowadays is instant gratification.
Absolutely.
Everything wants everything instantly. So when they're ordering something from your store, let's say they're ordering a chain, well, they're probably ordering that chain because they have a party they want to go to next week, or they have an event they want to go to next week, and they want that chain, or in 2 weeks, and they need that for that. And if your shipping time doesn't align with what they're doing, boop, they're on to the next one, and they're going to find someone who can do what they want to do, who can do what they need. And so these are all things to consider and things that will make you successful. And you'll see if there's a bad supplier, it'll be more than obvious from their reviews, from the people who are telling you or are warning you. When you go on what am I saying? When you go on a site like Amazon and you're buying something, and I hope everyone in here can testify to this, but the first thing you do is scroll all the way down and go and look at the pictures and the reviews and see what people are saying. And if the pictures don't align with what you think you're buying, or the reviews don't align with what you think you're buying, you're instantly going to go to the next product, because there's 100 different companies selling the same product. The
Absolutely.
same thing goes for your store. You got to keep that same mentality. And this mentality isn't just for e-commerce, it's for any business. Customer service is number one in any business, but especially true in this one. And so these are all things to consider that are really going to put you above the rest, because I've seen products that were the number one products on Amazon, and then as soon as they started getting bad reviews, the store was done. The store is done. You won't even see it on the page anymore. They got to restart, make a new store, and try to get some good reviews. Don't be that guy. Just start from the beginning, get it right the first time, so you don't have to make those mistakes that we made that and made us lose money and have to recreate stores.
Absolutely. So just to piggyback on that, just like I was saying earlier, these all of these platforms prioritize what's doing best for them. So if I have Google, if I have Amazon, I have TikTok, I have Facebook, they're all looking out for themselves. They want your money, of course, but they're all looking out for themselves. They want to prioritize what's best for their brand. So for instance, I have Google. I mean, if I'm on SEO on Google for my brand, if I'm not doing good conversion rates or if I don't have a good CTR, I'm not at the top of the list. I'm probably not even on the first page.
Right.
So when it comes to implementing the SEO or the implementing the SEO or the product page for your brand, you definitely want to make sure that's up to par because you want your conversion rates, you want your CTRs, you want your CPAs, you want your CPCs all good. You want to be in a good range to where you can actually competing with other brands because Facebook will take your money, TikTok will take your money, Google will take your money, but they won't be prioritizing your content if they're not getting a profit out of it.
Yeah, that's facts. It's a consumer industry, and we're in a capitalist society, and so these companies will take your money gladly, and they will not they're not gonna reject your money, but your money's gonna be going in the drain. The
Yeah,
dude who we were talking to last time had a store that he'd been running for years and made two sales. He didn't want to say how much money he put, but who knows how much money he could have put thousands in. Why was Google why was Facebook, Instagram, why were they still letting him run these ads, putting thousands of dollars into ads, and he made nothing from it because they don't care. They probably had his ad at the bottom of the bucket, getting no clicks, but he didn't even know what his CTR was. He didn't even know what a click through rate was, or how much he was paying per click, or any of the analytics that goes with it. He probably didn't even know his store wasn't good. He didn't know he was supposed to include CTAs. He didn't know he was supposed to have good SEO in the background of it. He didn't know, and at the end of the day, it's his fault. Is when in any industry, if you don't do the research and you don't understand what you're doing, but you still go in, it's your fault if you don't do it the right way. At the end of the day, they're still gonna get their money. You have to understand the basics before you go in and start wasting money. That's
absolutely,
the reason why it's vital to get this information first. And in tune with that, there's a lot of suppliers. Going back to the suppliers, there are a lot of suppliers who will even negotiate prices with you. And so if you're buying bulk and you're making sales, they'll give you, like, for example, if they're just charging, you feel me, like $2 per thing, and you buying 1,000 of them, they may give it to you for $1.50, and on 1,000 items, that makes a difference. And so it's all
absolutely,
about relationships, just like in anything else. You network, you net worth, and you continue to build your brand. And the same goes with your customers. You continue to build your customers, collect their emails, make them feel good. You could even collect their birthdays and send them a happy birthday email on their birthday. There's a lot of
that's a
different
bit.
ways to build a community around your brand. That's really what it is. Prestige, that's a community. And people who have been in Prestige have been in it for a while, and they understand the value. They understand what we've done since the beginning. There is a value to the brand. The same way that you have to build a value around your brand, regardless of what you're selling, it has to be valuable.
Absolutely. It definitely has to have a perceived value of your brand or the products that you sell on your store. So for instance, like he was just saying, for the dang, I just lost train of thought. But for instance, like he was saying, the my bad. But he was saying the
You talking about the
lifetime,
suppliers,
yeah, for the
or you talking about the
suppliers.
life? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, suppliers. Like he said, to piggyback on that, he was saying, for instance, if you have a product for $2, you can get it for 150. They all have, when I was saying earlier, suppliers, they like money. So if you're making them good money, you're getting consistent orders every day, every week, they're going to be able to, they're going to bless you when it comes to like discounts or like per unit, when it comes to like how much you pay per unit if you order in bulk. So
Yeah.
when it comes to that, that's definitely a valuable thing to come when it comes to if you're scaling or not. So if your store is getting consistent orders, I definitely would open up to negotiations with that supplier because everything is profits. When it comes to ecom, everything is profits. Everything is profits. You want to be able to understand your margins, everything you're making per sale. So for instance, let's see, 1 second. Okay. So for instance, let me just just click on this one. For instance, I'm selling this product right here for $54.95, but I get it for $10. I have a $44 profit margin. We also have to take into account the expenses that we use on ads, and as well as any other expenses that might have for the store. So for instance, I have $10 for the store. I mean $10 for the product. Say for instance, my CPA, which is my cost per acquisition for each customer, is $10. So now I'm $20 in for the cost of goods and for the ads. I'm still making what, $34 off the product. So when it comes to profit margins, you definitely want to be aware of how much you're making per order. If you don't,
Yeah.
you'll get lost in what the profits you're making. You'll probably be either break even or losing money. You definitely want to be able to be aware of how much you're paying per order and how much you're spending on ads, meaning analyzing your metrics, how much you're spending on ads, how much you're paying for the cost of goods for the manufacturer to fulfill your order and ship it out to the customer, and analyzes your profit margins on each order, on each product on your store, so you can understand how much money you're making at the end of the day or the end of the week or the end of the month. So you can divide up your expenses and divide up your profits to either put it back into the business when it comes to ads, or to do whatever you want with the profits. But you definitely want to be aware of how much money you're making, how much money you're taking home per month.
Yeah, 100%. And in tune with that, and in tune with the entire class that we've had today. When beginning this class, I asked if there was anyone who needed a review of their store, and we didn't have any. And that's a problem. That's not okay, because regardless of whether you know anything about e-commerce or not, you should have a store. It's completely free to start. It's free to try it. Shopify has a free trial that you can take
Absolutely.
in order to create your store. And so, just experiment, just try, see what happens. You know what I mean? And it's okay for everyone who's new. I understand this is your first time hearing this stuff, and so now you have a lot more knowledge. Don't go putting money into something that you know nothing about. You're gonna end up losing money. But what I will say is, start experimenting, create something and see what happens, see what you can do. You don't have to put any money into it, but just see what you can do. Start practicing some of these methods that we're giving you. Start checking out some of these sites. Create your Shopify, add some apps to your Shopify and see what happens. Next class, and that'll be the homework for next class, because this is exactly what this is. Everyone's been to school. Everyone did high school. A lot of people did college. You paid all this money to go to college, and now you're stuck somewhere at a job that you probably don't want to work, making money that isn't really enough to even survive anymore with inflation. And so if they would have had a class for Shopify or a class for e-commerce, you probably would be making $1 million by now, because there's a lot more money in the stuff that we teach in here than there is in school. I went to school, matter of fact, graduated from college, did all 4 years, got a finance degree. I'll never use that degree in my life. I was a millionaire before I left college. And that's the reason why I understand the value of understanding the basic economics of e-commerce, crypto,
Absolutely.
stocks. I mean, these are the real ways of making money, and a lot more money than institutions can give you, because institutions only run enough for you to survive. You're not supposed to thrive,
Absolutely.
because if you're thriving, you're no longer feeding into the system. There has to be the workers. There has to be the blue collar. It's the only way that the system runs. But guess what? If you've taken the first step into thinking like an entrepreneur, you've already put yourself above 99% of people. Just by being in this Discord and being in this class right now, you've already put yourself a step ahead of everyone else that's still stuck in that 9 to 5 trap. And so now it's time to take a couple steps. Like, move distancing away from the regular mundane life that you're become so accustomed to. That's the same thing that I had to do, because I'm in class learning about I had a finance degree. I'm learning about accounting, but I'm not learning how to make money. I'm learning how to count from receivables, and all this other stuff. But why am I moving accounts and I'm switching this and I'm saving on this when there's no money coming into my
Exactly.
account?
No cash
Why am I
flow.
learning about this stuff? Like, why are you you're not never gonna make enough money to use the stuff they teach you in accounting or in finance, but they want you to know it anyway, so that you understand how rich people live. That I was sick. So I found a way. And so just by being in a class where you're learning about e-commerce, you're already ahead of the pack, is what I'm saying. And so now it's time to start taking those steps. Don't be scared. It's the risks that are going to make you the most money. It's when you feel uncomfortable, that's when you're starting to make a breakthrough in whatever area that you're trying to get through. And that's the scary part, but it's the best part. When I invested my first money into the stock market, that was the scariest part. Made me money. When I was investing in e-commerce and I was putting money into ads, it was scary. That was my last money. But guess what? When some orders start coming in, when you wake up to one order and you wake up in the morning and you just made $99, it's the best feeling in the world.
Most
I made
definitely.
several seven figures in e-commerce now. But when you wake up after sleeping and you finally understand, because you hear it every single day, every single fake guru and influencer is saying, make money while you sleep, make money while you sleep. But when you actually go to sleep and wake up and see an extra $100 in your Shopify account or in wherever, and you finally understand what it means to make money while you sleep, it is the best feeling in the world because it's freedom. It means you can do what you want to do. It means you can go to sleep, you can go travel, you can do this or that, and there's still money going into and the fact that there are opportunities out there that you will never hear about because you're not around the right people, well, this is the right kind of atmosphere you want to be around. So next class, the homework is we've been doing homework for 12 years. Well, let's do it for something that can actually change our lives.
For sure.
Next class, let's all have something to show that we can look at, that we can go through and figure out what we did right, what we did wrong. If you
Absolutely.
need help, contact one of us and we can help you. And we even have like custom built stores. We do all that stuff. But I need you guys to bring something next class. Let's have something to show. Let's go through it, figure out what we did wrong, and we're gonna keep building from there. That's the way to do it. That's the best way to do it. And we can all gradually get to where we need to be together.
Absolutely.
Um,
That's why we're here. We're here to give feedback on your stores, on your marketing, on your ads, whatever you need help with. We're here to have feedback. But if you don't have anything to present us, then we can't help. So you got to be able to take action, take the initiative, and get started. For instance, last year, Shopify sales did over $1 trillion in sales, online e-commerce. Just think of that,
yeah.
$1 trillion. You can't find a way to make 10,000 a month. You can't get in where you fit in. You can't squeeze in to make 10,000 a month out of $1 trillion of online e-commerce. Like, come on now. You just got to be able to understand how the market research works, understand what makes people buy, the psychological tricks that make people buy, the impulse triggers as well, and then implement that into your stores, into your CTAs, into your content, into your ads. Then you will see sales flow into your store. So it's just about understanding. So of course that's why we're here. We're here to help.
Yeah.
So I will be on Thursday. I will be going over step by step how you can build your store. One of these stores that I'm showing you today. So through that whole live, I'll probably be building a store. And then on Monday, the day after that, the class after that, I will be showing you how you can run your TikTok ads and your email marketing as well. How you can set that up. So I say about in a week or two, everybody in this live should have a store set up, have something to show for
Yeah.
that we can
Yeah.
that we can improve on, that we can get feedback on, so we can implement the changes necessary into our stores to scale up.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, let's do two. Let's give it 2 weeks, y'all. Continue coming to class. Continue learning. The classes are recorded, but I always say take your own notes because when you write something down yourself, you're a lot more likely to remember it than when you're just listening. Even if you go back and listen to it again, and so writing it down yourself is like engraving it into your brain. And so always come to class ready to take some notes. And start implementing them in your real life. Actually, start looking when you're shopping online. Start looking at the things. Oh, you just bought something. What made me buy?
Absolutely.
What made me you go to this site? And when I just went to this site and actually pull the trigger, and you can start using that. It's a master plan. Like I don't know if you guys seen that show. What's that really popular show? I think it's like called Prison Break or something. And this
Yeah.
dude was in prison and he was just watch everything until he
Got
found
to
a
be
way
able
to
to
escape.
observe. You got to be able to
And
observe.
observe. Exactly. You have to be. You have to be. All the richest people in the world are observers. They observe, they find a problem or they find a solution, they find out what got them, and then they do it again to everyone else. That's the way to survive and that's the way to thrive. And that's the way we're gonna get up. That's the way we're gonna do it, man.
That's
So
what's up.
let's get it. Let's get it. That's what's up. If you guys does anyone else have any questions before we close out?
Yeah, I just had a quick question. I just started the I just got everything set up on Sunday, and
Gotcha.
since I'm new to it, how many more videos should I go back through and watch to get caught up?
Oh, some
Um,
we
yeah, go
have
ahead, bro.
the so I have the first class, which was the first introduction to e-commerce, and then we have this class right here as well. So I was in Maryland while I was visiting family back last week, so I didn't have the opportunity to hop on the live. But from here on out, I will be doing 2 lives a week on Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. So all of those will be recorded as well. And I also
Cool.
have coursework in the coursework section that I will be posting daily as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anyone else have any questions?
Yeah. When your store start to like, you getting a lot of sales. When should you like establish like LLC or something?
So if you're doing like 10K a month, that's when I look into getting an LLC. So before that, it doesn't really it's not really that useful. I say not useful, but it's not really that necessary when it comes to like anything under like 10,000 a month. But yeah, like I was saying, back in 2018 when I first got started dropshipping, I didn't know anything. I was fresh out of high school, didn't know anything, didn't know what e-commerce was, didn't know what dropshipping was, didn't know what a product was. But over the course of the last couple of years, I understand what goes into market research, what goes into what makes a customer buy, of course, and that also goes into how I can analyze the marketing around me. So, for instance, you may not know this, or you may know this or not, and you're just a victim to it. Marketing is done every single day. Every single aspect of your life, it includes marketing. Every single day, every single time you wake up, every time you use your phone, you're being marketed to. So when you can understand and like unlock your mind to where as you can recognize what's a dropshipping product, or recognize what's an e-com brand, or recognize why this ad made me buy. So for instance, like just said, if you buy a product, analyze what made me buy that product. Go back to the ad you saw, go back to the product page you saw, and analyze what in this product or in this product page or within this brand made me buy. It's better to understand and observe the process and the funnel of what goes into the e-com, what goes into making sales. So like I said, market research is like 80% of the process when it comes to e-com. Whatever niche you're looking to get into, whatever products you're looking to sell, understand what goes behind that, what makes these people buy these products, why people are interested in this niche, and go off that and implement that into your content, your ads, into your store. But you got anything else, Jess?
Yes, I do have a question too. I know you were talking about it earlier. So just to confirm, like, is there anything you can do when your store is already dying? Like, cause you talked about it doesn't matter if you have a top product, but once you start slacking and like ads or something,
Yeah, of
it goes
course.
downhill.
It's always
Is there
is.
a way to save it?
Yeah, always. So when it comes to if the product is just losing demand or is losing hype, then that may be a aspect to where your store is selling, your store is dying. I would look into either finding more products or do good research around the product that you're looking at, that you're selling right now, that is declining right now. So if you see other brands still scaling up, still doing consistent sales, then you got to reevaluate your funnel and your process of the funnel, and realize what's bottlenecking your growth, what's decreasing the amount of sales that you're getting on a consistent basis, whether it's the content you're using, whether it's the website you're using, or any part of that process. So for instance, when it comes to running ads, I usually do 10 ad sets times $40 a day. So for instance, I'm spending 400 a day. It's usually when I'm scaling, of course, not testing. But when I'm doing 10 ad sets, in each of those assets, I have different videos, different content that I'm using. For instance, I would order off Billo or on Bands Off Ads. What I would do is I would order my product and send it straight to them, and they would create content with them. I would order 5-10 videos at a time, so I can understand which videos are performing profitably, which ones aren't performing profitably. Then I would scale up according to that. So for instance, I do have a video ads that is doing well, but it started to decrease. I would switch it out for another one, or one simultaneously side by side to see which one is more profitable, and then cut the one that's not doing what I needed to do. Answer your question, boss?
Yes, thank you. So much help.
No problem. Anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, I was gonna see maybe if you could go over my class the next live you go. I don't know how far you were in the building process, but I know the other guy wanted to see the step by step process of it.
Yeah, for sure. So I will be working on your store tomorrow as well. I'll be importing the products into your store, so you should be all set to go in probably about 7 days. 7 days to a week. I would say about 7 days. Your products should be optimized for ready for ads.
Okay.
But yeah, I can I would either build your store, or I'll probably have another store that I'm building when it comes to like on the live stream. That's on Thursday, so I might finish up your store pretty soon before that. Either or. But either or, I would definitely have a store that I would be creating on Thursday
Okay.
for the breakdown. Does anybody else have any questions before we close out? Anything, really, anything on anything we talked about, or anything that you had on your mind. Mainly because feedback is what you need when it comes to like evolving in this brand and moving forward.
Yeah, I got a question. How many products should you start with if you're doing like a niche?
Yeah, it all depends on which niche you're getting into. So, for instance, I had a jewelry store. I had for these jewelry, a couple jewelry stores that I had built. For instance, let me see. I have 45 products on this store. So when it comes to like whatever niche you're looking to get into, I have different collections. So for instance, I have necklaces, women's bracelets, pendants, earrings, watches, rings, chains. I have I would say like 7 to 8 products in each one of these collections, just to have a brief variety that customers can choose from when it comes to navigating through your store. So it all depends on which niche you're getting into. You already had a niche in mind?
Yeah, I started looking for baby products. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, so cool. Yeah, if you're looking to sell baby products, I'd probably say in between 15 to 20. It's a sweet spot. Anybody else?
So I don't know if you talked about this already, but how much are your products? Because you said you sell products, right?
You said how much are my
So
products?
yeah, for us to can we buy a product from you?
From me?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, you can if you like to, but
You mean a first product like from one of his stores, or do you mean like like an actual e-commerce store?
Like an e-commerce store.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we do that as well. Shoot me a DM and we can talk about how we can build your store.
All right.
Sounds good.
yeah, I thought you was trying to buy from my store.
I know, right? You're trying to buy some baby products.
Yeah, was anybody else have any questions real quick before we get finish up?
Nah.
All right.
All right. Appreciate you guys, man. Jeff, pleasure as always. You guys remember homework for 2 weeks from now. Let's get some reviews on those stores. Get your store up and running. Next class is Thursday. Josh, the GOAT, the stock trading GOAT, crypto GOAT himself is in here. He goes live very often. He goes live. Live trading is every day. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 a.m. and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I believe at 11 a.m. So make sure to tap in with him. He's a wizard, and if you looked at the testimonials, you'll see that hundreds of dollars are made every single morning trading with him. So make sure to check in for that, which I believe is tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Live trading tomorrow. I'll make the announcement again. Until then, y'all stay blessed. Thank you for coming. Let's get to this money, man. We're getting rich all 2022.
For sure.
Mission Get Rich is live and well. So thanks again. Y'all have a blessed night.
Appreciate y'all for popping out. Yeah, I was just gonna say, my bad. I didn't really have that structure set up for the day after when you went off the dome, but it was a pretty good live for the next couple
Yeah, no,
lives.
that was a good line. I thought you. I was like, oh shit, we gonna have to spin this on, man. That was a good class though, man.
Yeah, for sure. But
That was my move. Yeah, bro, we got other people in there for e-commerce now, so we definitely gonna be going crazy on that, Joe.
for sure.
Pretty sure that nigga gonna buy a store or something. I'll let you know though.
All right, that's about. I'm finna
So,
work on Eli's store today. Probably get his products imported. Probably got the design coming in this week as well, so he should be good by the end of the week. And for the next couple of lives, like from here on out, I should have like structures planned for the live as well. So for the next one, I said I was gonna do the store building. Then on Monday next week, I'll probably do the TikTok ads and the Facebook. On the email marketing as well. So on the one after that, I'll probably do the Facebook and the Google. So for him now, they probably structure.
say less, bro. Sound good. Let's get it, bro.
All right, so bad. Gotcha.
Let me know if you need anything, bro. I'm gonna hit you.
All right.
All right. Peace.